first we need to go to the Cloud Shell. If you are using a CLI locally, please make sure you use the AZ login command to log into your Azure account and subscription. First thing we're doing is setting our variables. So we'll be using the bash commands to do that. And as you can see, we've got my location equals, I am going to specify West Europe. The next command, the next variable is my namespace name. And the namespace name that we've actually provided is AZ204 SVC bus and random numbers to be generated after. Another variable that we need to specify, but we haven't, is the resource group. So my resource group equals, we've got AZ204 SVC RG. Okay. Now we need to go ahead and create our resource group. So let's copy that. We've got our AZ group create, and we've got our name of our resource group and the location. We're just going to change this name here to $ my resource group. Okay. And we've got our location, so let's go ahead and create that. And as you can see, my resource group has been created. Next, we need to create the service bus messaging namespace. So let's go ahead and do that. Just before you go ahead and do that, make sure you paste them in individually. So this one, and then next you need to paste the resource group. And what we're going to do is we're going to change it here. So my resource group. And then you can just copy the remaining two commands and just paste them in. Just press enter. Okay, I'm going to let that finish. It will take a couple of minutes, and I'm going to pause the video in the meantime. That has completed. So the next step is to create a service bus queue. And this particular command is the reason why we created our resource group. So when you actually paste in that command, as you can see, the skill pipe actually calls a my resource group variable, which it doesn't actually ask you to define at the beginning. However, that's fine. It might be their way of trying to get people to realize certain issues and certain differences between the variables and the actual naming conventions. So it might be just a little teaser, so to speak. And another area that you need to change is the name. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this name, and I'm going to show you where you need to make this change. So that has been completed. So what we're going to do is we're going to close this. We're going to just minimize this for a second actually. Let's go to resource group. Let's go to the service bus. The SVCRG resource group. Let's go to the service bus namespace. And as you can see, we've got our queue right here, and this is our namespace. We need to go to shared policies, and we need to specify the root manager shared access key. And what we need to do is we need to copy the primary connection string. So we connect that, and we need to okay, so we're going to need this when we open up our Visual Studios. We can now move on to Visual Studio Code. So open your Visual Studio Code IDE. And the first thing we're going to do is go to the terminal. I'm going to make a directory, so md service bus test example demo, and then I'm going to go to that directory. Next, we need to use the code command to access the folder. So I'm going to put code -r dot. We need to once again go back to our terminal, and we need to create a new console. And once we have created the console, we have to add the dependencies for this particular walkthrough. So we're going to add a .NET add package Azure.messaging.service bus. We need to go to program class whilst that's completing, and we need to add those dependencies with the using statement. So we're going to insert them here, and we can see we've got the Azure Service Bus messaging queue there. In the actual programming class, we need to put our connection string, and we need to put the name of our service bus topic. So let's go here. And as you can see, the first thing you need to know is that the name of the queue is incorrect here. So we need to change that, remove the hyphen, and just leave it as AZ204-Q. And then we need to copy this and put that into our namespace connection string. Next, we need to declare the following static properties in the program class. So we've got the service bus client, we've got the service bus sender, and we've got the number of messages that we want being sent to the queue. Let's go ahead. I'm going to just remove this for now so I can see the whole screen. Don't need this. And as you can see, you've got your service bus client, you've got your service bus sender, and you've got your number of messages. Next, we need to replace the main method with the following async main method. So copy that entire code, and you are going to go ahead and replace it. Now, please make sure you replace it correctly. So you should only be replacing this area. And now what you need to do is you need to go to the bottom where the curly braces start, ends, go to the top, and just bring them across. Okay, now you can go ahead and save that. And let's go to our terminal and select .NET Build. One error message on 13. Let me have a look. So it says unexpected. Okay, it appears we haven't fully copied everything, so I need to put in the semicolons to end it. Just go ahead and save that again if you also followed and made that mistake. Then you need to go .NET Build. Great, and .NET Run. And there you go, a batch of 3 messages has been published to the queue. So what we need to do is go back into our Azure portal and have a look at that and see if that has come across. So if we go back to the overview and then we go to queue, we can also go to the queue right here if you want to go directly into the queue. I just wanted to show you the overview. So as you can see, this is the service bus namespace, and you can see there's been a spike in activity. And when we go to the service bus queue, go to the service bus queue, you should be able to see that there was 3 messages. So message count, so we have received our 3 messages. Next, what we need to do is update the project to receive messages to the queue. So we're going to go back into our Visual Studio Code. Now in the program class, we're going to delete the static property. And the static property that we're going to change is slightly wrong in the actual tutorial. We are not going to change the service bus client. We need to keep the service bus client along with the connection string and the queue name. So let me just end this. So in your skill pipe walkthrough, it's telling you to delete this particular area, and that is not what you want to delete. You want to delete the service bus sender. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy that information, and we're going to just go ahead and paste it. Great, so we've got our client, we've got our connection string, and we've got our queue name. Okay. And now what we need to do is go to the program class one more time and insert your next set of commands. So let's go here. And next we need to replace the main method, and it will call the receives messages method to receive messages from the queue. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. What we want to do is click the last curly braces and then see where the curly braces stop, so right up here, and you want to go ahead and delete that. Once you delete that, you can paste a new set of codes. And what you want to do is highlight it and move them across. Great. So now we should be able to save that. You can go to the terminal and we can run a new terminal. We're just going to end these ones. This looks messy. Okay, so we're going to do our .NET build. And there's no error, so we can do our .NET run. As you can see now, previously you had a different message. Now you've got the received message 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we're going to go straight to our portal and confirm this. So what we'll do is we'll go back to this. And let's go to our namespace. Let's go to our queue. So this is another way we can go straight to queues. And you can select the queue here. And as you can see, you no longer have any active message counts, okay, because they have been received. And they are actually, as you can see, they're right there. That's the end of our demo.